And for this afternoon, theme, no, is about understanding correlational analysis for nominal and numerical data. Correlational analysis is an important statistical tool that allow us to examine the relationship between two variables. However, analyzing nominal and numerical data can be challenging. In this webinar, we will explore the basics of correlational analysis and how it applies to nominal and numerical data. And by the end of this webinar, through the help of our a very prestigious resource speaker from Department of Statistics in UPLB. Okay. So good afternoon, sir. Wait po. Hello. Parang naglalag ata. Hello po.
Dinig po kayo, ma'am. Okay lang.
Ay, sorry. Okay yan. So, good afternoon, Sir Leonard, Allan, Almero. So, from, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, it's Department or Institute of Statistics?
Institute po.
Ayan, okay, sir. Institute of Statistics. So, I think that he really, give us the enlightenment, about this topic. At we also know that if one speaker came from UPLB, so we really know that they are really good at intelligent or expert in this field. And we also understand that this kind of webinar will also help us, especially those students of graduate studies and applied research taking up their thesis writing, or like our students now, sir, they are incoming thesis writer, and they really need this kind of knowledge about how to interpret correlational analysis results and how to apply them to their research and data analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's delve into the world of correlational analysis that will delivered us by our speaker. And thank you very much also to all of you na nag-participate since this morning webinar until this afternoon. And I will also congratulate the team who facilitate and coordinate this kind and organize this kind of webinar. So thank you very much. Congratulations to the team, and welcome Assistant Professor Leonard, Allan, Almero. So thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Okay. Thank you for the opening remarks, Ms. Tamban. Before we continue on with our speaker, remind ko lang po yung ating Google form for the afternoon session. And para matunaw-tunawan naman po tayo, let us first have our energizer and icebreaker given to us or conducted by Ms. Frambros F. Samilano and Ms. Archie D. Barcelona.
Ayan, so good afternoon again, everyone. So here we are again. And may I request everybody to please open your camera po para mas ma-enjoy natin yung ating activity for today or for this afternoon. Ayan, thank you very much po, and allow me to share my screen first. Sir Brian, can I share my screen po? Si Sir Brian po nga ba ang host natin for this?
Ay, si Ma'am Eunice po. Si Ma'am Eunice ang ating.
Okay, Ma'am Eunice, pwede po ba akong mag-share ng screen ko? Kasi naka-disable po.
Hi,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
ready na.
Okay.
Naka-open na, ma'am.
Okay. Ayun, okay na ma'am. Ayan, so dahil hapon na hapon ngayon, alam kong lahat tayo ay inaantok at lahat tayo ay busy-busy kaninang umaga. So medyo napagod po tayo. So let's learn karate right now. Sino dito marunong mag-karate or mag-kung fu? Okay, so let's learn karate right now. Sino dito ang black belter na? Si teacher hindi rin po marunong, pero pwede po natin gawa ng paraan yan. Let's learn karate step by step. Ano po? So for our first step, ayan, first step po natin, okay, sa karate, and then ganun po yung kamay, and then say, huh! Lahat nga, say, huh! So first step. Okay, next, for our second step, wait lang ha. Ayan, okay. Second step natin, raise lang yung hand natin dito, nakaharap, yan. Okay, wala nang sound ha. Okay, ulit, first step, huh. Then second step, okay, next step ay, ayan. Okay, next step, di ba nakaganto tayo? Second step, okay, left muna ang papaiwan, then right hand dito sa likod. And then right again, nasa unahan. Ayan. Okay, left muna. And then right hand. Right. Okay, for our next step. Ayan. Okay, gagawa lang po tayo ng circle. Form tayo ng circle, ganito. And then back to the first step. Ayan. Okay, ulitin natin. Gagawa lang tayo ng circle. Di ba nakaganito tayo? Gagawa lang tayo ng circle. Circle and huh. Good job. Okay, and then next step po natin. Ayan. Okay, di ba nakaganito tayo? Left ulit again. And then right. Okay, ulit. Left. Naka-close yung hands natin. Left. Right. Okay, next step. I clap lang tayo 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then circle again, form a circle. And then back to the first step. Huh. And then bow. Okay, so ulitin po natin from the first step po. Okay, ready, go. Huh. Then push forward. Left hand. Then right again. Then form a circle. First step. Huh. Okay, and then push forward. Right again. Then clap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Form a circle. First position. Huh. And bow. Okay, once more. Mamaya po lalagyan natin ng music para feel na feel po natin yung ating ginagawang kung fu. Okay. So karate ano tayo? Black belter na tayo. Ready? From the first position, ready, go. Huh. Push forward. Left. Right. Then form a circle. Back to the first position. Huh. Then push. Push. Clap 3 times. 2, 3. Form a circle. First position and bow. Okay, now let's, para mas madamdam natin yung ating karate, let's have a music for that. Okay? Ready na po lahat? Thumbs up naman kung ready na. Okay, let's have a music for that. Ready? First position.
I have 2 hands, the left and the right. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Clap them softly, 1, 2, 3. Clean little hands are good to see.
Okay, isa pa. Ang galing naman ng mga kinder teacher, kindergarten pupils natin dito. Okay, once more. Ready, go. First position.
I have two hands, the left and the right. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Clap them softly, 1, 2, 3. Clean little hands are good to see. I have two hands, the left and the right. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Clap them softly, 1, 2, 3. Clean little hands are good to see.
Okay, so natuto ba kayo ng karate natin ngayong hapon? Okay, so that's all po for today. I hope na nagising po tayo sa ating I have two hands activity for today. And let's give the floor again to Sir Aaron James David. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you po ma'am sa very entertaining po nating energizer. Hopefully po na galaw-galaw naman po tayo ngayong hapon. So, to follow up naman po, let us have the formal introduction po for our guest speaker provided by Miss Donaline M. Alias. So, let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Sir Aaron. Dinig na po ba ako?
Dinig
Sir?
na po kayo ma'am.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. And this task of introducing our speaker is a great privilege because I know that I am introducing a person who is and who will be an inspiration to many, especially to the young ones. So our speaker this afternoon is he took a Bachelor of Science in Statistics at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and graduated cum laude. He finished his master's degree in Statistics at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He is now assistant professor for the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and teaching statistical methods, statistical computing, and statistical packages such as R, Stata, and SAS. Currently, he is the head of the Statistical Computing Division of the Institute. He is also a research enthusiast interested in environmental statistics, computational statistics, and extremes. He also served as resource person in various trainings about basic statistics, advanced statistics, technical report writing, and time series analysis conducted by different government agencies and private institutions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us please welcome our speaker this afternoon, Mr. Leonard Allan F. Almero.
Okay, good afternoon po. Can you hear me? May audible po.
Yes po.
Audible
Yes
naman.
po, sir.
Okay, please allow me to screen share first. May I ask the host po to allow me to screen share?
Hi Ma'am Samiliano po, pasuyo po, nalipat ko po pala sa inyo yung hosting. Thank you po.
Okay na po ba, sir?
Okay po. All right. I will share po my whole screen, so my PC. So kung may makita man po kayo ng mga ibang naka-open. So it's all about this topic because I will switch from one platform to other platforms for us to for some of our demonstrations later. Okay po. Can you see po the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Yes ma'am.
Okay. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am an assistant professor, Leonard Allan F. Almero. You can refer to me as Sir L.A. Yun po ang tawag sa akin ng aking mga students and colleagues. So dahil kilala niyo na po ako, pwede niyo po akong tawagin Sir L.A. Now, I received and sinabi po sa akin na ang theme natin ngayon is understanding correlational analysis for nominal and numerical data. Okay. So I'll start po our lecture with our outline. So what will we discuss for this afternoon? So first, we will start at the levels of measurement. Now, I understand that some of you or most of you may already know the levels of measurement, but this one is a good springboard for us to start with the measures of association. And under the measures of association or the correlation the analysis that some of us know, so we will discuss under that what are the appropriate measures of association when we have quantitative and qualitative data in the different levels of measurement. Okay po? So before I start, can I get a thumbs up from the participants? Are we all ready? Okay, so I see 66 participants. Sige po, pa-thumbs up lang po tayo yan. Okay. So I know that this time I'm very nakakaantok. So I will be asking from time to time for your reactions, and alam niyo naman po, you know na in webinars we speakers highly rely on your reactions. So para lang po nakikita ko or meron akong notification if my message was captured or nakuha niyo po. All right. So let's start with the levels of measurement. Thank you for the reactions. So the levels of measurement, since these are levels, so meron po yung pinakamababa and then meron din pinakamataas. I hope it's okay for me to switch from English to Filipino from time to time. I also noticed that our hosts are speaking Filipino. Okay lang po ba yun? Participants? Or meron po ditong English speaking lang? Okay lang po ba? All right. Okay. So when we say level, so meaning it has the lowest level and the highest level, or may pinakamababa, may pinakamataas. And the lowest level is what we call the nominal level, followed by ordinal level, interval level, and the ratio level. Now, why do we need to discuss these levels of measurement? And our topic is about measures of association or correlation. So because the level of measurement is one of the considerations in choosing the appropriate statistical tool to analyze the data. Not necessarily the correlational analysis, measures of association, but in fact, you need to identify the level of measurement of your variables when you want to analyze or to produce statistical reports with your data. Okay, so it's very important, these levels of measurement, that you know what data you are dealing with. So let's start with the nominal. So nominal, it satisfies the following property. Say the numbers in the measurement system are used to classify an element into distinct, non-overlapping, and exhaustive categories. So I'll just put it down here. The definition: categories are of equal importance. So in layman's term, nominal levels of measurement are just categories, classifications without ranking. So without meaning all categories are of equal importance. Okay, for example, maybe you will understand more if we have an example. Let's say sex. So in sex, we only have male and female. Now, if you have a data of male, you cannot say that male is higher than female, and the other way around. You cannot say that female is higher than male, because they are of equal importance. You cannot put an order, you cannot put a ranking, you cannot add, you cannot subtract, you cannot perform any mathematical operations. And those data or these data are in a nominal level of measurement. Okay po. Another example is religion. So maybe our participants can also use the chat panel po, use the chat panel to give me more examples of nominal level. Baka po may naiisip pa kayo. Examples po na nominal level. Variables that you cannot put an order or you cannot put a ranking. Baka meron po kayo naiisip. Wala po mag-chat. Kailangan po ba magtawag ni sir? Yes, from Sir Larry Ace Baroro, course. So course is also a nominal level, in nominal level, that is correct. Civil status, so meaning ito po yung mga single, married, widowed. Yes, that's correct. Age, ano pong age yan? If yan po yung in years, ano po, kasi ano natin siya, yung 1-year-old, yung 2 years old, alam natin na mas matanda sa 1-year-old. So meron po siyang order. So hindi po nominal ang age. Yung grade level, pag grade level naman po, grade level, so we have level 1, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Kapag gano'n, no-order din po natin. So hindi po siya nominal level. Eye color, nominal level, that's correct. Educational background. Pag educational background po ba, ano po yan? Highest educational attainment? Kapag highest educational attainment, yun po ay no-order din. So alam natin na mas maraming natapos ang college sa high school grad. Nationalities, that's correct. Race, color of the skin, blood type, fruits, those are nominal in levels of measurement. So country, yes po. Thank you po sa mga sumasagot. Very active ang participants. Okay, so I hope clear po ang nominal level para po hindi kayo malito. It's basically naming. Okay, kaya po siya nominal. So nagne-name ka lang ng mga category. And of course, since this is levels of measurement, so may mas mataas sa nominal, and that is ordinal. Okay? So ang root word naman ito ay order. So meaning you can now put an order to your categories. And since this is higher than nominal, ina-absorb niya. It absorbs the characteristics of the nominal. So meaning what you can observe in nominal, you can also observe in ordinal level. So if you have non-overlapping categories in nominal, meron din po kay ordinal. And ang additional lang na characteristic niya is that the system arranges the categories according to magnitude. So you can now rank. So examples, say student year level. So freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. We know that si sophomore mas mataas ang year level niya compared kay freshman. So we can now put an order or ranking sa kanila. We can arrange them increasing or decreasing. Academic rank, that is correct. That is also an ordinal level. Yes po. Strong, yung pong mga sagot natin, sometimes we do survey or sometimes we gather data like kung nag-agree ka, gaano ka nag-agree, yung mga ganong variables, those are examples of ordinal levels. So strongly agree, neither, disagree, and strongly disagree. So alam mo na mas nag-agree yung strongly agree kaysa sa agree. So you can put a ranking. The position rank, as stated earlier. Yung kanina pong mga example, yung grade level at saka yung highest educational attainment, mga example po yan ng ordinal level. Meron pa po bang naiisip ang participants ng ibang example ng ordinal level? So basically, these are variables that are qualitative or meaning classifications or categories that you can rank. Okay? Or you can put an order to. So that's why ordinal. Meron pa po ba kayong naiisip? So para ma-check natin kung tama ba yung naisip ko, ordinal nga ba to? Age range. Kapag ka age lang, tapos medyo ang variables kasi po, mga ma'am and sir, yung variables natin, ang crucial dito yung pagde-declare natin. Let's say yung sinabi ni Ma'am Mary Joy ay age. Itong age, vague ito. Kasi hindi ko alam kung siya ay age in years or age in months or age range tulad ng sinabi ni Sir Larry Ace. So kapag po age lang, so hindi po siya ordinal kasi mas mataas pa. Kasi mas marami kang nagagawa sa kanya kapag ganyang age in year. Kapag naman age range, so yung halimbawa 1 to 5 years old, 6 to 10 years old, so yun pwede natin gawin, pwede natin i-order yan. Teaching position, so it's also ordinal level. That's correct. The tropical warning cyclone signal, very creative ang example. That's an ordinal level, variable that is in ordinal level. Itong age na ganito, siguro yung yan, yung ganyan, yung may categorical siya na, may categories siya na young, eldest, yan, ordinal din po yan. Finishing place in a race, that's correct. That's also very creative. Ano rin po yan? Ordinal level. Price phone. Pag price, mas mataas po na level yan. Mamaya pa po yan. Magnitude or intensity level, that's correct. Income level, yes, kapag po may categories, kinategorize mo yung income, that's also ordinal. Salary grade, that's also ordinal. Okay. Parang alam niyo na kung hindi na-discuss ko. So, as I said, so review natin. Okay, next po. So kung mapapansin nyo, itong unang dalawa, this first two are all categories or basically naming. Ang difference lang is, one is you can put an order because these two are qualitative variables. Okay, so we will now move on to the third level, which is a quantitative variable. So pag sinabi nating quantitative variable, ang lowest level niya should be in interval level. Now, again, interval level will absorb the characteristics of nominal and ordinal, meaning you can categorize it as the nominal and you can also put an order to it as the ordinal level. The additional characteristic of the interval is that it has now has a fixed unit of measurement representing a set size throughout the scale, and the system has no true zero. So, ito po yung pinaka nakakalito dito sa interval level. Okay? Pag sinabi po natin na system has no true zero, meaning kapag po may zero na observation dun sa variable, hindi po ibig sabihin nun ay wala or nothing. Yung zero po doon sa variable ay may ibig sabihin pa. Hindi siya nothing. Okay? So, example po tayo. Ano ba yung sinasabi ni Sir na yung zero tapos hindi nothing? Example po, daily maximum temperature in degrees. So, Celsius or in Celsius or Fahrenheit. So, kapag po tinanong ko kayo, pag meron akong temperature and I said, ang temperature ngayon ay 0 degrees Celsius, halimbawa. 0 degrees Celsius. Meron pong temperature. Tama po? Do you agree? May temperature. Kasi ang alam natin sa zero, pag sinabi mong zero, wala. So sa temperature, kahit zero siya, may temperature pa rin. Do you agree po ba? Do you agree? Hindi siya interpretable as walang temperature, yung 0 na degrees Celsius. Can I get a thumbs up? Tama po ba yun? Pag sinabi kong 0 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Fahrenheit, may temperature pa rin. 0 degrees nga lang. Okay? So actually po, yung interval level of measurement, very rare po yan. Mahirap po mag-isip ng mga variables na nasa interval level. Okay? Another example, time in military hours. In military hours po, ang time natin is from 0 to 24. Tama po? 000 to hanggang 23:59. So, ito pong time in military hours, pag 00, hindi ibig sabihin walang time. Ibig sabihin, nandun ka sa midnight. Do you agree po? Tama rin po ba? Hindi ibig sabihin ng 0 ay wala or nothing. Yun po ang no absolute zero. Meron po bang makakapagbigay? Meron po ba kayo naiisip na variable na nasa interval level? Yung 0 pero meron pa rin. Yan. Sabi po, test score. Test score. Okay. Disclaimer lang po, ang levels of measurement is not perfect. Hindi siya perfect. Ibig sabihin po, merong loophole tapos meron diyan nag-argue. Pwede kang mag-argue. Tulad ng test score. Yung test score, pwede mo sabihin na 0 ka sa test, so wala kang score. Okay? Or pero may ang i-argue naman sa iyo ng iba, hindi, may score ako 0 nga. Okay? So ingat lang sa pag-declare. Pag sinabi niyo pong score is ito po is my own my own interpretation. Some may argue, some may agree. Pag sinabing score, it is in interval level because may score ka 0 lang. Pero pag sinabi mong points, test point, yun po ay may absolute 0 na. Kasi kapag 0 ka sa test points, ibig sabihin nun, wala kang points. Okay? So, yun po yung aking interpretation dyan sa score and sa points. May isa pa pong sinabi, international dateline. Tama po yan. Ang ibig sabihin niyo po pa dito yung latitude, longitude. Ma'am Adela, tama po ba? Paras po ba tayo ng understanding?
Yung po
Para
sa
sa-
may di ba po sa 0 degrees po sa ba yun? Greenwich Connecticut po ba yun? Di ba 0, 0 din po doon yung...
Yes, ma'am. So yung mga latitude and longitude dun sa ating sa ating Earth. So tama po 'yan. Mahirap isipin 'yan pero naisip nyo. Congratulations. Margins, pag ano pong ibig sabihin sa margin? What if the 0 test score is transmuted to 60? So ibig sabihin, sir, iba na pong yan. Iba ng variable kasi transmuted na po 'yan. So hindi na siya so may score na siya, 60 pa rin. Okay po? So kung may questions po, you are welcome to use our chat button or raise hand reaction kung merong question. Ano naman tayo? Mas gusto ko po yan yung may nagtatanong. Motivation. So ano po, kapag po nagsabi kayo ng yung ganyan, paano? Ano yung mga expected answer po ninyo dyan sa motivation? Ano yung mga expected variables? Ano po yung sa margins tsaka sa motivation? Kailangan ko po ng clarification dun sa sinagot po ninyo. So pwede nyo pong i-chat. Yan. Basta po ang tatandaan nyo lang kapag nasa interval level tayo, no absolute 0. Kapag may 0 ka, may ibig sabihin pa rin. Ano po? Okay. Questions pa po? Meron po ba? Raise hand or chat. Use the chat. Meron po. Wala. Okay. Next po, the highest level of measurement, syempre, it will absorb the categorical, yung non-overlapping of nominal. So meaning if you are in this observation, you're only in this observation, you can also put an order or ranking via ordinal level, and the difference is from the interval level, now it has an absolute 0. So the rest po nang hindi niyo nasabi kanina, nang hindi niyo naisip kanina, so ito po yung pinakamataas na level ng measurement, the ratio level. Okay? So example po nito ay income. Yung income po natin, pag tinanong natin ng sakto, so kahit ano pa yan, kahit may centavos yan o ano po yan. Age in years, yan na po yan. Age in months, kahit anong age, wag lang nakakategory, ratio po yan. The height, the weight, yan, mga ratio level. Area, density, meron pa atang example. Number of units enrolled, number of graduates, yan po mga yan ay example ng ratio level. Length of travel, that's also correct. At po yan ay ratio level. So marami po kayong makikitang or masasabing ratio level. Number of blank, 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 lahat po yan ay ratio level unless naka-categorize. Okay po? So meron po ba kayong question about levels of measurement? So we have 4 levels of measurement, namely nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio level. So yung 4 na yun po. To summarize, meron ba akong ano dito? Yan. So to summarize, so we have the qualitative, yung nominal and ordinal. Kasi mga categories lang yung mga yan. Yan. Naming lang. Ang pinagkaiba lang, may order yung isa. So mayroon kang pwedeng gawin dito sa ordinal pa. Unlike dito kay nominal. Then, the next 2 will be in quantitative. So meaning, mga numerical figures na po yan. But ingat lang kayo na not all numbers, not all numerical figures are quantitative. Okay po? Common misconception po yan. Not all numbers or numerical figures are quantitative. Some are only representations. Okay? Some are only names. Ano pong example ng number tapos pangalan lang pala? Example po ay inyong cellphone number. Yung inyo pong cellphone number ay number po yan, no? 09, ganyan, ganyan. Okay, but it's only a name for your SIM. Hindi po siya pwedeng i-plus, hindi siya pwedeng i-minus, i-times, or i-divide. Yun po ang basically na clue para malaman nyo kung quali or quanti. Kapag pwede kayo mag-mathematical operations, quantitative yan. Kapag meaningful yung mathematical operations, quantitative. Kapag hindi meaningful yung mathematical operations, qualitative yan. Example, yung sex, yung male-female, naka 1-0 lang po instead na male-female. Hindi po quanti yung 1-0. Qualitative yon. Kasi hindi ka pwede mag 1 plus 0. Hindi ka pwede mag male plus female. Make sense po ba yun? Student ID number, that's also correct. Qualitative yan na number. Ano po yung LRN, ma'am? Number yung N. Learning
Reference number.
reference number. Ayan. So yung mga reference number, kahit sa pang reference yan, pwedeng sa Shopee o sa Lazada, yung mga number na yon ay qualitative lang po yan. So I hope clear po ito na hindi lahat ng numbers or numerical figures ay quantitative. Okay? Some are just representations and names. Okay po? So, are you still with me? Can I get a thumbs up? Kung everything is clear po up to this point? Kung may question po, raise hand. Okay. So, those are the levels of measurement. So, now, papunta na po tayo sa exciting na part. Okay? So, now we will go to measures of association. Now, in this topic, measures of association, I will switch from PowerPoint, Excel, and from a statistical software. Now, I understand that some of you may be unfamiliar with the software, but forgive me in using the software because it's impossible to compute for the measures of association without the use of the statistical softwares. Okay? Unless you will compute it manually, which I do not recommend, especially if you are alam niyo yung ang gusto niyo lang ay makuha yung association nila. So hindi niyo na kailangan, you do not need to go to theory behind the formulas and all. Okay lang po ba 'yan? Can I get a thumbs up po? Okay. All right. Okay. So, in measures of association, magsa-survey muna po ako ng mabilisan. Ano po ang mga alam nyong measures of association? Paki-chat po dito sa ating chat panel. Measures of association na ginagamit nyo na or familiar kayo or kahit naririnig nyo lang. Pearson, meron po tayo from Victoria. Pearson R, moment of correlation. Meron pa po ba yung iba po? Pag sinabi natin pong measures of association, it is a measure for us that we use to get how much or how to determine the strength and direction of the relationship between two variables. Meron pa po ba? So is it safe to say that the participants only knows the person-moment correlation? Baka po meron pa. Baka po may idea kayo? Wala na? Okay. So chi-square. Okay, tama rin po yan. Meron din yan. Di-discuss din natin yan. ANOVA, Spearman. Yeah, Spearman's law. That's correct. Yung ANOVA po is more on sa significance side. Significance yan. Sa cohort. So ito yung sa mga biological studies. Siguro ginagamit nyo dyan yung mga relative risk and odds ratio. Kendall's tau. Okay. So it is, I think, mukhang parehas naman yung expectation natin. Okay? Na yung mga yan, yung po mga sinabi nyo is we will discuss it in this next few slides. Okay po? So, let's start with, since remember that we have 4 levels of measurement. So we have, syempre pinakamataas po ay ratio. Can you see my annotation? Can you see my annotation po? Can you see the annotation? Please. Okay. Thanks. So remember that we have ratio and we also have interval. Okay. Now, since rare lang yung interval na yan, and also most of the time naman ang kinukuha na natin measures of association is ratio lang. So kinombine ko na yan dito as a quantitative data. Okay, so when I say quantitative data, dun sa measures of association, nagpe-pertain na yan kay ratio at interval po. No. Then, so we have quantitative, then we also have ordinal, and we also have nominal. So that's why po, ang i-discuss natin ngayon ay relationship ng quanti versus quanti. So isa po yan, quanti versus quanti. Then, quanti versus ordinal. So yung partner po nila. Then, quanti versus nominal. So, versus quanti. So, versus quanti din po ito. So, para makuha natin lahat ng scenario, ma-explain natin. And then, the remaining 3 ay ordinal versus ordinal. Paano pag meron kang dalawang ordinal? Ano ba yung dapat na pang-measure natin? Also, what if we have ordinal versus nominal? And last is nominal versus nominal. So here you will notice that in measures of association, you are highly relying to the levels of measurement. Okay? Kapag po hindi nyo alam ang levels of measurement, baka po mamali baka hindi maging appropriate ang inyong gagamiting measures of association. Okay? So yun po ang ating pag-usapan or i-discuss this afternoon. So let's start with the association. You will also notice that I use the word association. Okay po? Pag sinabi po kasing association, ito yung relationship between two data. Now, pag sinabi pong correlation, pag po ginamit nyo ang correlation, ang correlation po, ang minimeasure niyan ay linear association. So I hope clear po ito because pag sinabi po nating association, it's not necessarily linear. It could be quadratic, it could be cubic. Marami pong form ng function ng association. Okay? Ang commonly known po sa ating sa nakararami ay correlation. Okay? Ang correlation po ay linear association. So that's why po itong Pearson correlation coefficient na lagi nating ginagamit kapag we have two quantitative data, ang interpretation po niyan ay laging may nakalagay na linear. Clear po ba yon? Clear po ba yon? Paki-thumbs up po kung nakuha yon. Ang correlation po pala, so specifically Pearson correlation coefficient, ang minimeasure niya ay linear association. Okay po? Not necessarily association kasi yung association po general yan. So, dapat specific tayo sa ating interpretation, it is the linear association between two variables. Okay po? Now, ang Pearson correlation coefficient denoted by, pag may question po, ano lang ha, chat lang or raise hand po para maklarify kagad sir. Kapag po di kayo nag-agree sa aking sinasabi, pwede po kayong mag-argue or pwede pag-usapan natin. So, to clarify things. Okay. So, yun pong ito pong ating correlation coefficient, Pearson correlation coefficient is commonly denoted as R. Okay? R po. Yan. Small letter R. Okay? Kapag naman po, siguro yung iba makakakita kayo na nakaganito, yung row. Ganyan. Okay? Ito po kasi ay statistic na, ito po ay parameter. So pag population po yung row, pag samples na ay itong R. Okay po? So kasi po in reality, you always don't know the parameter. So lagi lang sa sample, which is R. So now, ang possible values po niyan ranges from -1 to 1. Okay po? So yung correlation coefficient. And yung negative sign po niyan, yung negative sign declares the direction of your linear association. Okay? If it is direct po kapag positive, tapos inverse if negative. Ano po ibig sabihin ng direct? When we say direct, so when one variable increases, the other variable also increases. Okay po? Inverse naman, when variable increases, the other variable decreases. Or the other way around. If one variable decreases, one variable increases. Mamaya po may example tayo dito sa Pearson correlation coefficient. So last part ng interpretation ay yung magnitude naman, yung strength po. Now, there is no fixed interpretation in Pearson correlation coefficient. If you search the web or in literature, you will see different articles or journal articles or published materials that has different interpretation for the measures of association. Now, this interpretation, ito po yung ginagamit namin sa instant. Okay? So, ito po yung tinuturo namin sa aming mga students. Ito yung ginagamit namin. So, pag zero kasi ibig sabihin niya no association. Kasi nga zero, wala silang kinalaman sa isa't isa. Pag greater than 0 to 0.2, very weak. Tapos idadagdag na lang po natin kung direct o inverse. Tapos sa dulo may, let's say, positive. Oops. So, can you hear me po? Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay, I think na-stop po yung aking sharing, na-disable po. Siguro po na-leave yung na-leave po yung
Sir,
post.
inaayos lang po.
Sige.
Okay, papasensya na po sa technical problem.
Okay po. Ayan. So habang naghihintay tayo, punas muna tayo ng pagod. Mainit.
Tanungin na sila, sir, de joke.
Ayan. Normal lang po yan. Okay. So water break muna.
May napasok, sir, ay
Ma'am, pwede niyo po akong pwede po pakisabi sa ating host na gawin akong co-host po. Co-host po. Para lang po sa screen sharing.
Good afternoon po, Sir Brian.
Wait lang po, sir. Ma'am Eunice, pakipasa na lang kay sir ang hosting. Parang walang co-host dito, puro host.
Opo ma'am, hinahanap ko nga rin po yung co-host kanina pa po.
Lipat mo na kay sir. Okay lang.
Sige po.
Sige.
Sige po. Yan po, okay na po.
Okay na po. Can you see my screen na po ulit?
Yes po, sir.
Po,
Okay.
sir. Pasensya na po.
Okay. Okay lang po, okay lang po. Okay, so nasa na tayo? Okay, dito tayo sa strength ng ating Pearson correlation. So again, 0 to 0.2 is very weak, 0.2 to 0.4 is weak, and so on. 0.8 to 1 is very strong. Now kapag po 1, perfect linear association po ang tawag niya. Okay? Now, saan po makikita or saan pwedeng saan pwedeng ma-compute itong Pearson correlation coefficient? Dahil po siya ay very famous, siya po ay available kung saan nyo man siya gustuhin. Yung common po ay sa Excel. So sa Excel po, nagpo-produce yan ng Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay? Tapos and of course, lahat ng statistical software po ay meron din niyang Excel. Okay? So let me just demonstrate or give an example kung paano mag-interpret and kung paano nakukuha itong Pearson correlation coefficient. Kapag po nagaganito ako, nakikita niyo po yung other tabs ko. Tama po ba? Ito po nakikita niyo po itong ginagalaw ko.
Yes po, sir.
Po.
Okay.
Yes po.
So, we will go to Excel file. So, I have here a pseudo encoded data. So, hindi po ito legit na data. Ako lang po ang gumawa nito. So, let's say I have 50 students. So, I have 50 students. So, denoted as student 1 to 50. Naka 1 to 50 dahil private. Text naman po is coded na. So, ibig sabihin, 0 po, ang ibig sabihin po ng 0 ay female, ang ibig sabihin ng male ay 1. Ang ng 1 ay male. Clear po yun? So, I have 0 and 1 lang sa aking sex. Now, I also have their exam scores. So it's over 100. So kung makikita nyo, yan. So, yan, meron 60, may 53, may naka 100 pa. Yan, may isa naka 100. Okay. I also have their Facebook hours. So ibig sabihin, ito ay per day. So gaano sila katagal nagpe-Facebook sa isang araw. So yan. Kita natin po yung Facebook hours nila. And another variable is the study hours. Gaano sila katagal sa isang araw nag-aaral. So yan. And I also have their income bracket. So pag sinabi ko pong bracket, so may categories po yan. Yun nga lang, i-code na siya, coded na siya as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay po? Ibig sabihin po nito, halimbawa, yung 1, pinakamababa, yung 1 ay less than 15,000. Tapos, sumunod ay 15,000 to 30,000 and so on and so forth hanggang kay 4. Let's say greater than 60,000. Kung ano man po yan. Basta po yan ay 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we also have the classification. So kung sila ay freshie or senior, so 1, 2, 3, 4 din po yan. Okay, so meron po akong question. Ito pong student na variable, ano po ang level of measurement nito? Sige po, pakigamit po ng chat. Pakigamit po ng chat. Anong level of measurement yung variable na student? Based po sa ating discussion kanina. Ano kaya yan? Student na yan. Yes, that's correct. Nominal. Nominal po yan. Okay? Yung numbers na 1 to 50 na yan, pangalan lang yan ng student. Representation lang sila ni student. Okay, very good. Next po, how about sex? How about sex po? Sex? Okay. Kahit naka 1-0 na po yan, kahit naka 1-0 ba, nominal na yan? Nominal pa rin? Wala po. Final answer na po? Final answer? Okay. That is correct. Nominal pa rin po yan, kahit naka 1-0. Okay. Next po, how about exam? Exam scores. Exam. So yung exam po, marami yung nagsasagot ng ordinal, merong interval na naka-question mark. So siguro dapat ito exam points. Ang intention ko po dito ay ratio. Ratio po ito, ratio. Hindi po siya ordinal kasi pwede tayong mag-add ng scores. Kung mapapansin nyo, pwede tayong mag-add. Kaya nyo i-add yung scores ng dalawang student. And it's still meaningful. Okay? So ratio po ang intention ko dito, ratio. Ratio. Clear po ba tayo dito? Ratio po ang exam, yung exam na variable. Yeah. Okay. Next po, how about FB hours at saka study hours? FB hours and study hours. Anong level po yan? Okay. Ratio. Yan. Ratio po yan. Okay? Kasi pag sinabi mong 0, ibig sabihin, hindi ka nagpa-Facebook. Wala kang Facebook hours. Pag sinabi mong 0 sa study hours, hindi ka nag-aaral. So, nothing. You have no study hours. So, you have an absolute 0 in FB hours and study hours. Next po, income bracket. Income bracket. Yan. Oy, iba-iba. May ordinal, may interval, may nominal. Ang correct answer po dito ay ordinal. Ordinal po yan. Dahil naka-bracket siya, so categories lang po siya, pero dahil pwede mong sabihin na mas mataas yung bracket na to kaysa dun sa isa, represented by 1, 2, 3, 4, pwede mong i-order. Ibig sabihin po, ano siya, meron siyang ranking. So pwede mong i-order ordinal. Tandaan nyo po ang ordinal categories na pwedeng i-order. And last, ano naman po yung classification? Classification po. Yes, that's correct. Ordinal din po ang classification. Bakit po? Kasi pwede mo ulit i-order. Yan example ko kanina. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Alam mo na pwede mo silang i-arrange. Right? All right. So this is our working data. So ito yung sa example nito. Now, to demonstrate, para po makita ninyo kung paano ginagawa yung Pearson correlation coefficient sa Excel, una po muna sa Excel. Kasi sa Excel, merong Pearson. So para in case lang kailanganin ninyo. So I will not dwell with yung mga syntax po kasi ang ko dito ang goal ko is to demonstrate to you and to show you how to interpret yung Pearson natin. So dahil dalawang quantitative or dalawang ratio yung kailangan ko, ang itatry ko po muna ay itong dalawa. Okay? Exam and FB hours. What is the relationship of yung score sa exam? Yung nakuha mo sa exam. So yung FB hours. Okay. Ano pong ine-expect nyo dito? Meron po ba kayong ine-expect dito? Ang relationship nitong dalawa? You may use our chat. Relationship nitong dalawa. Meron po ba kayong expectation? Kasi ganyan eh. Sometimes pag meron kayong variable, dapat meron na kayong idea kung paano siya, kung ano yung result. Meron po ba may idea? Okay, inverse, no? So kasi dapat pagka matagal ka nagpo-Facebook, mababa ka sa exam kasi hindi ka nag-aral. Maliban na lang, syempre may mga ano dyan, may mga exceptions, pero in general, parang ganun yung ina-expect natin. Okay? So, kapag po kayo nagawa ng analysis or ginagawa kayo ng paper or meron kayong gustong gawing study, if you are interested with the Pearson correlation coefficient of two quantitative variables, it is of first of interest to see the scatter plot. Scatter plot po nung dalawa. So sa Excel, pwede naman tayo magkaroon ng idea dyan, insert ka lang ng scatter plot. And makikita nyo po kagad yan. Okay? Based on the graph po, makikita nyo na yan kagad. Based on the graph, makikita nyo na yung kanyang correlation. Okay? So kung makikita natin, habang tumataas, itong ating, ano ba itong nandito sa left side? Facebook hours. FB hours to, FB hours. Habang tumataas sa FB hours, anong nangyayari? Bumababa. Tama? Mas mababa yung itong exam. Bumababa. So kung makikita natin sa graph, in general, nakaganito siya. Pababa po siya. Tama? Mas nababa yung score. Yes, that's correct. So, may expectation na tayo. So, kung tama yung so ano pong, tingin nyo, ano pong sign ng ating Pearson correlation coefficient na makukuha dito? Negative or positive? Negative or positive? Negative. Okay? So, negative po. So, dun pa lang, sa graph alone, the graph alone will give you many information. So, alam mo na negative. So, pag nakakuha ka ng Pearson na positive, baka po may mali kayong ginagawa. Okay? So, now, syempre, dahil ang graph, yun pong graph na yun, napaka-clear, na inverse. But there are graphs na subjective. Yung, para sa akin, pababa yan. Para sa iba, pataas yun. So, kailangan natin ng eksaktong measure. That's why we have the Pearson correlation coefficient. At ang function po natin dyan ay, sa Excel ay equals Pearson. Pearson, yan. Tapos, piliin nyo lang po yung RA1 and RA2. So, si RA1 ko ay si column C. So from 62 hanggang 60, tama. Yung isa naman ay, yung ito namang nasa column D. Okay? So, D2 to D51. C2 to C51 and D2 to D51. Then, tapos na ako. Nung makukuha ko pong ano dyan ay negative 0.84151. Okay, interpretation. It's not, ang pinakamahalaga po sa isang analysis ay ang interpretation. Okay? It's not enough na meron kang number or figure. Kailangan, alam mo, ano po ang ibig sabihin ng number or figure na yon. So, itong negative 0.84151, ibig sabihin niya na there is negative. Or pwede mong sabihin inverse. There is negative inverse. Yung 0.84 po, ano pong strength niyan? That is, ano pong strength based on our discussion kanina? Very weak, weak, moderate, strong, very strong. Kung tatandaan niyo po, that is a very strong. Okay? So there is a negative, very strong, linear association between the two variables, which is between exam score and number of Facebook. Okay? So clear po ba ang ating Pearson correlation coefficient? Any questions po? Raise hand or use the chat button. Kung wala pong question, paki-thumbs up po. Pakibigay ng thumbs up if everything's clear. So that's an example of Pearson correlation. So pwede pa tayo mag-try ng isa. Try naman natin ay Pearson naman ito naman, ni exam at saka ni study hours. So it's C52 to C51 and I think it's E2 to E51. Okay? So pag nakuha po natin yan, so in-expect naman natin dito, positive, tama? Kasi habang nag-aaral ka, dapat tumataas yung exam mo. So yan. So nakuha natin ay 0.783175. And of course, sige nga po, meron po bang makakapagbigay sa akin na interpretation? Anyone na who can unmute and dictate to me ang interpretation ng 0.78 na Pearson correlation coefficient? Meron po ba? Someone from our participant who can unmute and interpret this correlation coefficient? Any volunteers? Meron po ba tayong Bibo Kid? Wala po ba?
Try po, sir.
Yan. Sige, Ma'am Adela. Sige po.
There is direct or there is positive or direct strong linear association between sorry, study hours and exam scores.
Very good. Tama po. Yeah, that's correct. So between exam score and study hour. Okay? So ganito lang po kasimple ang Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay? Kaya po ito ang laging ginagamit ng mga tao. Kasi madali lang po siya. Okay? So I hope you understand and you absorb this Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay po. So next. So that is the association between two quantitative data. Now what if we have a quantitative data and an ordinal level of measurement na data. Okay? Ang mostly used measure of association po dito, kung mapapansin niyo po, ang nilalagay ko lang ay mostly used. Hindi po kasi siya nakataga sa bato or hindi siya fake na ito lang yung pwede mong gamitin. There are very advanced measures of association. Okay? Pero ito po yung commonly used. Itong Kendall-Tau and Spearman-Rank. Si Kendall's Tau coefficient po ay denoted by tau. And then Spearman-Rank coefficient is denoted by small r na may subscript na s. Because yung r natin ay reserved kanina para kay Pearson correlation coefficient. So pag Spearman-Rank po ay magsa-subscript ka na s. Now, same lang po ang values nito. Negative 1 to 1. Basically, the same din po siya sa interpretation. Pagdating sa strength and tsaka sa yung very weak, weak, moderate, and so on. Ang pinagkaiba lang po nila is the word monotonic. Okay? Monotonic. Kanina po, ano nakalagay sa ating Pearson correlation coefficient? Ano po yung ginagamit natin na term kanina?
Linear.
Linear. Tama po. Linear. Now, ang ginagawa po pala ni Kendall's Tau at saka ni Spearman-Rank, wala siyang pakialam regardless of anong klaseng association. Kung linear ba yan, kung quadratic ba yan, o cubic ba yan, o kahit anong function. Basta ang sinasabi niya, habang tumataas yung isa, tumataas din yung isa. Habang tumataas yung isa, kapag positive, tumataas din yung isa. Pag negative, habang tumataas yung isa, bumababa yung isa. Regardless kung linear or kahit anong function. Kaya po sinabi natin na monotonic. Yun po ang ibig sabihin. So every time nagagamit kayo ng Kendall-Tau at saka Spearman, ang interpretation po ninyo, instead na linear association ay there is a very weak monotonic association between the two variables. Clear po ba yun? Nakuha niyo po yung difference between the Pearson correlation and Kendall and Spearman? Can you give me a thumbs up kung clear po yun? Clear? Clear po ba yung kakasabi ko lang? Okay. Now, sir, bakit dalawa? Kasi po, lagi magkadikit ang value ni Kendall's tau and Spearman rank. Okay, magkaiba po kasi gumawa niyan, pero they are both widely accepted. Generally, lagi pong mas mababa si Kendall's tau kay Spearman rank. Pero when it comes to the conclusion, itong range na to, lagi silang magkadikit or laging isa lang naman or malapit lang ang sinasabi nila sa isa't isa. Okay? So let's have an example. So this one, ito naman po, wala po ito sa Excel. Wala po sa Excel. Itong Kendall's tau at saka Spearman rank. Siguro, meron po ito sa Excel kung mag-add-ons pa po yan, tulad ng PH stat. So ngayon po, ang kailangan, dahil tayo ay wala namang PH stat sa ating Excel, to discuss this or to demonstrate this, I will be using a statistical software. So, wag po kayo baka po yung iba familiar na sa software na ito. Ito po ay ang tinatawag na RStudio. Meron po bang familiar dito kay RStudio? Generally, this is a GUI or interface lang po ito ng R software. Kung narinig niyo na po yung R software, ito po ay free statistical software na ginagamit ng mga data analyst or data statistician. Okay? So, meron po bang familiar dito? Now, dito po kay R, so ang gagamitin ko po siya ngayon just to demonstrate to you. So, kanina gumamit tayo ng Excel to compute yung ating person. Actually, ita-type lang po ito. Ang ginawa ko na po, na-import ko na po yung data. So, kung makikita nyo po yung data dito, file, pwede ko pong i-import ulit. Import po yung Excel ko. Yan, just for you to have an idea kung ano yung saan nanggaling yung ano ko. So, sample data set for measures of association. Yan, papangalanan ko pong data set yan. Okay, import. Ito na po yung nasa Excel kanina. Okay? Clear po ba? Are you with me? Are you with me po? Etong pinapakita ko po na data set ay ito rin po yung nasa Excel kanina. In-import ko lang po dito sa software na to. Now, siguro it's not ang focus po dito ay yung interpretation o yung magiging result ng ating Kendall's tau at saka Spearman rank. Okay? Para lang po meron tayong example or ma-demonstrate sa inyo. So, pwede nyo pong wag muna intindihin yung code or yung syntax. So, ngayon po, kanina, dinemonstrate ko yung Pearson at nakuha nating value ay negative 0.84151 at 0.783175. So, try po natin. So, ito po yung code. Tapos, lalabas po yan dito sa baba. Kung ano yung output. So, pag nirun ko po yan, so makikita nyo, may output po ako na negative 0.8415081, which is the same sa ating Excel file. Clear po ba ito? So, meaning, pwede rin palang makuha si Pearson dito sa ibang statistical software. Clear po ba? Clear po ba ito? Okay. So, ito po yung output natin. Pinakita ko lang po sample output. So, now, this time, tapos na tayo dyan sa quanti and quanti. Punta po tayo sa quanti and ordinal. So, to demonstrate, yung exam po yung quantitative. And kanina, tinanong ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga ordinal level, yung income bracket. Tama? Now, gagamitin po natin ang method ay Spearman. So, pag nirun ko po yan, yan. Ang Spearman rank ko po, yung R sub S ko ay 0.023. Okay? So, para lang meron tayong notes. So, how to interpret yung 0.03? So, meaning, there is, so 0.03 po, ano yan? At positive yan. So, direct, very weak. Kasi isipin nyo po, ano ang kinalaman ng income bracket sa exam? So, something like that. So, there is the direct, very weak, monotonic association between exam score and income bracket. Okay, kinoment out ko lang po para hindi siya ma-red as code. Okay, clear po ba ito? Interpretation ng Spearman. Any questions po? Raise hand lang po or chat, use the chat button. Kapag po walang tanong, paki thumbs up po para alam ko kung I can move on to the next next demonstration. Yan po. Pakitulungan lang po ako kung using the reactions. Thumbs up lang po, thumbs up. Okay po. All right. Okay, next. Si Kendall naman, same lang din. Same lang din. Iraran ko lang din yan. Tapos ang result po, kung mapapansin nyo, generally, mas mababa siya, 0.0. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na kahit sila ay magkaiba, halos same lang sila na sinasabing conclusion. So still, there is a direct, very weak monotonic association. Okay? Using Kendall's law. Okay po? So that's the measures of association when you have data in quantitative and ordinal level. Questions po? In that case, quantitative versus ordinal. Meron po? Wala? Okay. So, I will assume na clear po. So, I'll go back to my PowerPoint. So, next naman na scenario ay what if we have quantitative and nominal naman? So, ang ginagamit po dito is the point by serial correlation coefficient. Now, itong point by serial po, ginagamit ito kapag mostly dalawa yung categories mo. Example, sa nominal, yung sex mo, male and female. So, ang interpretation po dito, same lang ulit. Ganun lang ulit. Very weak. Now, this time, association yung term natin. Okay? Kasi po, hindi siya linear, hindi siya quadratic, hindi siya function. Kasi, dalawang categories lang yan. Categories lang po yan. Kasi nominal lang yan. Okay? So, kaya ang ginagamit mostly na term to interpret is association lang. Okay? Ingat po kayo ha, huwag niyo pong gagamitin yung correlation. Kasi pag sinabi niyo yung correlation, linear association po yan. Okay? Now, saan po makikita itong point by serial? Ang technique po dito sa point by serial is to recode your nominal variable. So, halimbawa po yung sex. Yung sex po ay nirecode ko na as 10. Okay? So, very crucial po yun. So, kailangan i-recode nyo siya tapos para ma-treat siya. Tapos, iti-treat siya ni statistical software as categories. Tapos, yun na po yung magiging result ng point by serial ninyo. Paano po siya magiging point by serial? Gamit yung recoding na yon. Tapos, ang pag-run po nito ay gamit pa rin ng Pearson correlation. Parang nagpi-Pearson correlation ka, pero this time, using two categories na lang. So, yung quantitative versus yung two categories. So, to demonstrate po, balik ako dito sa quanti and nominal. So, si exam yung aking quantitative, si sex naman yung aking nominal level. So, makikita nyo, ang method na nakalagay dito ay Pearson pa rin kasi wala pong method na point by serial. Meron pong package pero kailangan nyo pa ng mag-add on, mag-download, mag-install. So, ito po ay parehas lang din naman ang lalabas doon. So, pag niran po natin yan, correlation ng exam at sex gamit ang Pearson, ito po ang lalabas. Negative 0.0594. And to interpret it, ganun po ulit. So, there is inverse. Inverse, so very, very weak pa rin po yan, very weak association between exam and sex. Okay? Or siguro mas magandang gamitin dito, negative. Okay po. So any comments, any questions, suggestions? Tanong po, paano mag-interpret? Meron po ba? Or kailangan nyo po ba ng break? Parang wala lang nagre-react. Are you with me? Paki-thumbs up po if you are with me. Para pababa na pababa yung mga nagre-react. Pwede po admit naman. Ay, okay. Ako po ba yan? Ako po ba yung ano?
Sir, kayo po. So, pasensya
Okay.
na po. Yung aming
Nasa na to?
nasa labas.
Sige po. Okay. Admit all. Yan. Admit ko na po sila lahat. Alright. So, I hope everything is clear up to this point. So, yun na po yung lahat ng senaryo sa quantity ha. Quantity versus quantity, quantity versus ordinal, and quantity versus nominal. Sir, paano pag yung nominal ko, madaming categories? You just need to make combinations po nung mga nominal. Okay, kung marami yan. So, i-prepare po mo sila ng by 2 para ma-point by serial mo. Okay, next po ay, okay, madali na itong mga susunod. Ito po ang ordinal versus ordinal. So, ibig sabihin po, parehas may order. So, kaya po, ang ginagamit natin dito ay Kendall's Tau at Spearman rank pa rin. Kung mapapansin nyo, pag may ordinal, ang number 1 na ginagamit dyan ay Spearman rank at saka Kendall's Tau. Kasi po, ang ginagamit ang... okay. May concern po o na-unmute lang? Wala naman po? May question po ba? None? Okay. Okay. So, yung Spearman rank po, pag ordinal level, may order yan. So, pag may order, ang meaningful dyan yung distance. Okay? At saka yung difference between yung distance between observations. So, that's why napaka-important na ang gamitin mo ay Spearman rank kasi nirarank niya po yan sa kanya tinitingnan kung okay, ito bang rank na to, related ba to dun sa rank niya. Kapag mataas yung rank na isa, mataas din ba yung rank na isa? So that's why ang ginagamit ay Kendall's Tau and Spearman rank if you have an ordinal level of measurement. Okay? And again, same interpretation lang po yan. Parang yung gamit natin kanina no quantitative versus ordinal. So, to demonstrate, ano ba yung dalawang ordinal natin kanina? So, we have the income bracket at saka yung classification. So, pag tinry natin yung i-run, so, sinasabi dito na merong negative. So, negative 1.26. So, para ma-interpret yan, I think parehas lang yung interpretation dito. Very weak monotonic association. Copy ko lang para mabilis. Okay, there is direct, indirect or inverse. Inverse, very weak monotonic association between income bracket and classification. Okay, tapos pag niran po natin itong Kendall, makuha natin yung value dyan, parehas lang. Pero mapapansin nyo, mas mababa pa rin siya kay Spearman. So, true yung sinasabi natin kanina na Kendall is generally lower than Spearman. In value po ha, in value lang. So, again, inverse, very weak, monotonic association between income bracket and classification. So, this is the case kapag meron kayong dalawang ordinal level. Any questions po? Okay. Last two na po, last two, if we have ordinal and nominal. So kanina, we have quantitative and nominal na ginagamit natin point by serial. So this time, dahil ordinal lang siya versus nominal, ang makuha lang natin ranking. So that's why ang tawag natin sa coefficient na ito ay rank by serial correlation coefficient. Same ito ng interpretation sa point by serial. Ang pinagkaiba niya lang po, instead na Pearson yung gagamitin mo, di ba po may ranking tulad kanina yung income bracket. Naka 1, 2, 3, 4 yan. Huwag niyo pong i-input na yung as categories, less than 10,000, 10,000 to 20,000. I-recode niyo po siya as 1, 2, 3, 4. Pagka-recode niyo, iti-treat po siya ni R as ordinal, tapos mag-ano na po yan. And pag ang method niyo ay Spearman, instead na Pearson, dahil nga po ito ay ordinal versus nominal, yun ang pinagkaiba niya. Spearman naman ang ginagamit. So, example, admit, okay. Examples, classification versus sex. So yung classification yung ating ordinal level, yung sex yung ating nominal level. So pag niran po natin yan, so ito po yung ating value, 0.175. So to interpret, there is positive or direct, very weak association na lang. Association between classification and sex. Okay? So, ganun lang po kasimple kung mapapansin nyo, parang ang bilis lang pala kumuha and ang bilis lang pala, mabilis lang siya i-run. Mabilis lang po talaga kung alam natin ang appropriate measure. Okay? And kung paano siya i-run. So, and of course, ang pinakamahalaga, paano siya i-interpret. Okay? Last na po. Last case natin ay ang paano naman if nominal versus nominal. So, ito na yung kanina, yung mga chi-square. Nung nagtanong ko kanina, may nagsagot ng chi-square. So, ang tawag po doon ay chi-square-based measures of association. So, yung mga nauna, sina Pearson, Spearman, Kendall, point by serial, rank by serial, yung po mga yun, ang minimeasure niya is strength. Si chi-square test of independence, ang una mo na ginagawa ay significance. Kung significant ba ang inyong association sa isa't isa. Kasi tulad ng mga nauna kaninang example, sila very weak. So it will leads to not very significant na association. So that's why meron tayong chi-square based measures of association kasi kina-chi-square test niya po. Ang kailangan pong input dito ay table. Kailangan po meron kasi nominal po yan. So dapat yan naka-categorize tapos naka two-way table po. Okay? Now, pag meron ka ng chi-square, so meron ka ng chi-square computed, you can now compute for the chi-square based measures of association, which examples are phi and Kramer's phi. Kung meron kang nominal level pa, pwede rin pong gamitin yung relative risk at saka odds ratio. Ito po yung may nagsagot kanina yung about sa cohort. Kapag po mga sa medicine, biological study, most of the time, to get the association, relative risk and odds ratio. Okay, so nilagay ko lang po siya just for your information. Pero ang ide-demo ko po ay itong phi at saka yung Kramer's phi. Dito lang po nag-iba ng interpretation, pero again, this is just a rule of thumb. Mas gusto kasi nila yung weak, moderate, strong na lang. Wala na yung very weak and very strong. So ito po yung naging breakdown. Okay? So to do this naman po, so kailangan nyo na pag-perform ng chi-square test of independence po na. Example, meron tayong table. Halimbawa, ito po, ako po may gawa ng table na to. Let's say my table is this one. Meron po akong table na not living in campus na student at saka living in campus. Tapos merong sex na female at saka male. So ibig sabihin po niyan, meron akong 5 female na hindi nakatira sa campus at merong 20 female na nakatira sa campus. May 15 na lalaking hindi nakatira sa campus at 10 lalaking nakatira sa campus. So ang tanong, meron bang association yung pagtira sa campus at saka yung sex? So if you will see, they are both in nominal level. Okay? So to do that, kailangan po munang i-chi-square test yan. So lalabas po yung chi-square computed mo na 6.75. Okay? Now to get phi, ang formula po nito ay, so ang phi natin, phi is the square root of chi-square over n. Okay? Kaya po yan ay ang nakalagay dyan, square root of 6.75 divided by 50. So, equals, ang sagot po dyan ay, yan, ang sagot po ay 0.3674235. And to interpret it, kung maaalala nyo, pasok na po yan sa moderate. So, there is positive, moderate association between between yung kung saan nakatira and sex. Okay, between the two variables. So yun po yung P. Ito po yung chi-square base. And ang last naman po ay yung ang last po dito ay yung Kramer's B. Pero yung Kramer's B po ay actually special case lang ng Kramer's B yung phi kasi ang Kramer's B naman po ay naka-record naman po ito, no? So mababalikan po ninyo in case kailangan niyo yung formula. Ang Kramer's B naman po ay square root naman siya ng chi-square over n. Yan yung ito po yung phi kanina, chi-square over n divided by maximum kung ano po ang mas malaki sa r minus 1 at saka sa c minus 1. So yung number of rows and number of columns. So in our case 2 by 2 lang po yan. So maximum ng 2 minus 1 at c minus 1 ay 1. Kaya po naging 1 lang yung denominator natin. So basically naging chi-square over n lang. And ang makukuha nyo pong sagot sa Kramer's B lang din ay ito rin po. Okay? And ang crucial naman po dito is yung pag-test muna. Kailangan nyo muna makuha yung chi-square dot test. Yan, para ma-compute nyo si phi at saka si Kramer's B. Ito po ang ginagamit kapag meron kang two nominal. Again, ang kailangan nyo po dito ay a contingency table. Ito pong table na to ang kailangan. This table. Yan. Kailangan po meron kayong already na ganyang table. Okay? So, yun po yung input dyan. Alright. And that's all for the measures of association. Now, to cap it off po, meron tayong anim na pinag-usapan kanina. So, I hope natandaan po ninyo yung different scenarios and kung ano yung dapat natin gamitin or mostly used na ginagamit and paano sila ini-interpret and kung saan sila pwedeng ma-compute. Some important lang po, just to close this topic, pag sinabi po natin strong relationship, so establishment of a strong relationship between two variables, that necessarily imply a cause-effect relationship. Okay? Ibig sabihin lang po, pag sinabi natin strong, very strong, hindi po ibig sabihin nun na kaya yun strong dahil dun sa isa. Kaya yun nangyayari dahil dun sa, kaya nangyayari si X dahil kay Y. Kaya nangyayari si Y dahil kay X. Hindi po. Okay? Meron lang silang strong association or relationship. Number 2, when nominal or ordinal variables are involved, always observe na it is possible na magkaroon kayo lagi ng ties. Okay? Now, merong special measures of association kapag may mga ties po. Itong pinag-usapan po natin is just in general. So, kapag gusto niyo po very tailored dun sa inyong data, kasi yung data natin iba-iba kapag maraming ties. To example po ay candle, may iba't iba po tayong candle ha. May candle A, candle B, candle C, candle alpha, candle beta, and so on. Candle tau. So by default po, yung candle B lang po yung diniscuss natin. Pero in general, candle naman talaga. Candle tau naman yung ginagamit. Okay? So last, when assessing the strength of association between two variables, it is important to adjust for the effects of important confounders. Some variables will reflect na mataas yung association po. Pero minsan, minsan ito ay dahil lamang sa isang variable na nagko-confound sa kanilang dalawa. Okay, so that's why it's important to study your variables of interest. Hindi lang po porket lumabas dun sa Pearson na ganito ay dahil na yun doon. Significant na yung output mo o yung results mo. Kailangan you back it up with literatures kasi baka po pag research nyo, yung pala confounders lang. Example po ay, di ba, mainit ngayon, so I guess mataas ang sales ngayon ng tubig. Okay? Ngayon, dahil mataas ngayon ang sales ng tubig, kasi sometimes pwede sabihin na mainit ngayon pero mataas pa rin yung sales ng ice cream. Gets? Mababa yung sales ng ice cream. So hindi mo alam na kaya mababa yung ice cream, sasabihin mo inverse. Pero Di mo alam dahil naman pala mahal pala yung sugar ngayon. So something like that. So hindi siya yung diretso yung dalawa mong pinag-aaralan. You have to study more about your variables of interest. Kasi sometimes meron ka tinatawag na confounders. Okay po? And that's it for the my lecture. So kung wala na pong tanong, meron po bang tanong? Questions? Wala na pong tanong, wala nag-raise hand, wala nag-chat. I thank you all for listening and for actively participating. I hope marami po kayo natutunan sa ating levels of measurement and measures of association. Thank you po.
Hello po. That is a very comprehensive one, Sir Almero pala, I should say. So, ako na po yung nagtanong na po si Sir kung meron po kayong mga tanong, mga ma'am and sir. You can raise your hand po. You can write your questions. Actually, sir, for the first time, ngayon ko lang din po natutunan po itong 6 na association of measurements of association, no? So, para po sa aming mga kasamahan, meron po ba kayong mga tanong?
Taas po si Doc Rodriguez po.
Yes po, Ma'am Teres, Ma'am Rodriguez po.
Of course, I'm not very good in statistics. That's why I'm going to ask about this relationship. When you're going to measure the relationship between a nominal or ordinal variables, and you're going to relate that in attributes. So what appropriate measurements are you going to use, sir?
Ma'am, by attributes, what do you mean by attributes?
Yes, different attributes. For example, the different indicative statement of different attributes.
Say nominal and ordinal po ba? Nominal and ordinal.
Yes po, sir.
So yung sa topic po natin kanina is the rank by serial. So rank by serial po.
Rank by serial. Okay. So it's not person R, sir, ang ginagamit doon.
Apo, hindi po. Huwag niyo po gagamitin.
Okay.
Kasi ano po yun, pang quantitative lang po yun. Ang mangyayari po dyan, let's say meron po kayong say nominal na 1 and 2, tapos meron po kayong ordinal na 1, 2, 3, 4. Ang i-assume po niya, pa nag-Pearson kayo, may value kayo between 1 and 2. Which is in reality, wala po. Dahil 1 and 2 lang yung inyong data eh. So dapat po hindi kayo magka-value ng 1.5 and so on and so forth. Kasi titingnan niya yung 1 and 2, pag ganon, diretsong straight na ganon. When in fact, that lang siya. 1, 2. Ganun lang po. Walang value in between. So dapat po ay rank by serial.
Okay, rank by serial. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Anyone pa po? So, sir, si aming host po, andyan na po ba? Available na po ang ating host? Mukhang wala pong tanong na iba. Parang maliwanag po, sir, yung inyo pong discussion.
Magtanong kayo, baka kayo tanongin ni sir. Sige, wala kayo isagot.
Nasaan na si sir?
May tanong pa po ba? Baka.
Ayan po, andyan na po ang ating host.
Ay, akala ko po kasi may magtatanong pa po eh.
Mukhang wala na po, sir. Sir David.
Diretso na po tayo sa... Yes pa, ma'am. So,
Okay,
diretso
tama
na po
po.
tayo sa awarding of certificate po. Tingnan ko pong pwede kayo mapag-share screen para certificate po. Kita po ba? Di ko. Kita po ba yung certificate, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Kaya po, ma'am? Okay. So ano po, in recognition of our speaker for today, we are giving off the certificate of recognition to Leonard Allan F. Almero, 4th Assistant Professor or Level 4 Assistant Professor in the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, in recognition of his invaluable and exemplary service rendered as a distinguished resource speaker, inspiring the multitude of attendees during the GradSem webinar series Intellectual Property and Data Analysis Research and Innovators, awarded on this day, April 22, 2003, via virtual presentation at Laguna State Polytechnical School of Los Baños Campus, Los Baños, Laguna, certified by our Associate Dean, Ms. Karen A. Manaig. So, round of applause po para po kay Sir. Moving forward po, in the last part of our webinar for today po, I would like to call on our closing remarks. Mr. Brian Bennett A. Tensha. You may now take the stand up po, sir.
Okay.
Mas
Sir David,
ata ang ano,
I think it's for Ma'am Rodriguez po.
si Dr.
For
Tere.
afternoon po.
Okay. Wait, I think na new morning session pala nakita ko po.
Sir, ninenervous pa
pasensya
yata
po.
sa start ha.
No worries po, sir.
Pasensya po.
Okay lang
Closing
po.
remarks po natin sa afternoon. Closing remark lang po natin sa afternoon po. One of our prestigious doctor po, Dr. Maria Teresa M. Rodriguez po, for the closing remarks.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, our University President, Dr. Mario R. Biones, Vice Presidents, our Campus Director, Engineer Manuel Luis Alvarez, our Associate Dean, Dr. Karen A. Manaig, our Director of SIAT, Dr. Victoria E. Tamban, who spearheaded this webinar, to our invited resource speaker, Professor Leonardo Allan F. Almero of UPLB, my students and future researchers, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. We have reached the end of our webinar on data analysis using different statistical tools. This webinar has provided us the opportunity to acquire valuable information on data analysis shared to us by our resource speaker. Thank you for imparting your expertise with excellent discussion of the topic, for capturing the essence and conveying it into a more comprehensive presentation. I know that everyone has many takeaways of what we had learned this afternoon and even during the morning session. Also, I would like to thank and congratulate the organizers on ensuring the success of this event. MAED students, good luck to your thesis writing. Again, good afternoon. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Picture
Thank you
tayo.
po for your closing remarks. We would now be taking the tawag po dito, picture taking po in regards to the documentation of the afternoon webinar. Documenters po, pwede po bang makuha po yung picture? Medyo ano po kasi ang laptop ko po.
Yes
Medyo
po,
ano po
Sir
yung
David.
data.
Ma'am Barameda,
Okay po, sir. Ako na po. Okay, for the photo opportunity po, please open your cameras po. We have 3 slides po. Okay po, ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay po, for a while. Okay, next slide po. Okay, 3, 1, 2, 1, smile. Okay. Wait lang po. And for the last slide po. Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you so much po.
Ayun, Sir LA, thank you very much.
Thank you po. Thank you po sa lahat. Thank you po. Nawala ata si Ma'am.
Naglagya po eh. Thank you po, sir.
Almero.
Thank you po. Ayan na po si Ma'am.
Thank you, Sir LA. Nako, nawala ako. Bunso na rin ang tawag ko sa iyo ngayon. Si Allan kasi ay talagang napakaano din ng bata. Siya nag-recommend sa iyo, actually. So, salamat. Thank you very much. At marami. Kahit kami, no, as a faculty and also as a statistician, no, in our university. So, yun kasi yung lagi kong sinasabi. Meron talagang different, no, application na o mga tools na dapat nating gamitin kapag ang mga data natin ay iba-iba na. Hindi siya pwedeng gamitan ng personal lagi. Kasi iba pag nominal, iba pag ordinal, kung saan siya i-associate, iba-iba talaga na tool ang gagamitin natin, no. At ako'y nagpapasalamat sa iyo, LA, talagang na-enlightened, no. Lalo na yung mga future kasi sila yung sa grad sem, they are the future, no, thesis writer, no, kasi sila yung papunta na sa compre tapos thesis writing na sila. So at least alam na nila ngayon. Ayun. At tatanungin si LA mamaya kung magkano ang fee pagka nagpa-external stats sa kanya. Pag can afford naman, di pwede. At least 100% yung assurance na tama yung ating application, ano, sa ating at pag nag-analyze tayo at nag-interpret ay hindi sasala, no? Ay salamat na sa iyo, LA, and congratulations. Totoong
Thank you po.
very comprehensive yung iyong discussion, at the same time talagang madali naming na naiintindihan mo lahat. Okay.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po sa
Thank
lahat.
you,
Meeting
LA.
all of you po.
Sila,
Thank you very much, Prof.
Bahala sa'yo, LA.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Sige, okay. Thank you.
Bye po. God bless.
God bless. Thank you very much din sa iyo, Doktore, sa mga participants, at syempre sa aking mga very dynamic din talaga sila, no? At talaga namang napakaigsi ng preparation. Kaya sorry, LA, ako madaming nangulit sa'yo kasi mga nangangarag lang sila. Gawa nga ng maigsi yung aming preparation. Thank you. Ayan. Thank you po.
Okay, permission to leave po. Bye po.
Yes, bye-bye. Thank you.
Ma'am, excuse me lang po. Follow-up ko lang po, reminders lang po para doon sa attendance po din yung afternoon evaluation form po natin.
Yes.
Sige po, thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, so bibigyan din natin si Sir LA ng natin, ng narrative report and the result of evaluation. Kailangan din kasi nila yan as resource speaker.
Yes po, ma'am.
So thank you very much. Congratulations. Sige po, Sir LA, if ever po na meron pa kayong thank you po. You can leave our room.
Salamat po, Sir Almero.
You can stop na yung ating Brian, yung recording.